guys, so tonight is the 12th of July, Friday 2019, and um, as the title suggests, I saw School of Rock performed live tonight, and it was okay. I don't know, I guess from my point of view, I felt very underwhelmed. I think it kind of reminded me of Far From Home. I mean, difference is Far From Home is Marvel and non-musical, whereas School of Rock is musical. But no, like the first half of the production, it's slow and you're going there. Okay, does it get any faster? Is it over yet? And then the second half it goes boom, boom, boom. But unfortunately, there were people on their phones going, "This is more important on my phone than whatever's on there," and they did get told off a few times. Um, and the audio was a bit hard to understand when some of the cast were talking. The audience couldn't hear what they were saying. I don't know. Maybe the music was too loud. Maybe something else. But I know I heard a few whispers behind me, in front of me, next to me, saying, "What did they say?" Yeah. So I mean, okay. So School of Rock, we all know what it is. Jack Black made it famous back in 2000 and oh god. I grew up watching it, and I think it was like somewhere between 2003 2007, somewhere in that chunk, where Jack Black was huge at the time, and he's huge now, but back then he was huge for various reasons, and it was great, and he made this movie his own. Now, this version is done by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Actually, I found that out yesterday, and I was like, holy wow, Andrew Lloyd Webber has his name attached to School of Rock. Like, when I think of Andrew Lloyd Webber, I think of soundtracks, I think of classical sort of things, like maybe something more like Sound of Music and stuff that I'm not really interested in. But when I heard his name was attached to School of Rock, I was like, whoa, since when? Like, this guy's got taste. Okay. It's not a bad thing, Mr. Webber. It's just when I think of you, I think of a certain genre, and I don't think of you as rock. It's usually musicals that I don't care for. Anyway, so yeah, when I found that out, I thought it was really cool, and I didn't go in expecting the movie version, because obviously when you do musical theatre, it is 100% different. They take bits and pieces and then spin it and make it razzle dazzle. So I was expecting razzle dazzle. So I just realised I'm talking really loud compared to normally how I talk softly, but my camera's a little further away, which is why. So yeah, I was expecting razzle dazzle. I wasn't expecting the full-blown 2-hour movie. But so I went in there with an open mind, I guess. But I guess my open mind was a little too open, because I don't know. I guess it's great that they kept what was needed. Like, they kept, the reason why Dewey is Dewey, and the reason, Captain Ned and Patty, and Captain the No Vacancy band, and the battle between those two bands, where Ned was in, and where Dewey was in, and where he got kicked out of, and then the battle between them, and then they kept that storyline, and it was great. But I don't know. There was I think for the first half, it just felt like something was missing. It felt like I was watching the TV show version. For those that don't know, that there is a TV show version called School of Rock, and the first time I watched it, I was like, this isn't School of Rock, don't trick me. But yeah, my siblings told me it is, and now they watch School of Rock religiously instead of the one I love. They watch their one, and I'm like, I hate you. This is not the same. So when I watched the first half of the musical, that's what I thought of. I was like, okay, well, it's boring, and I don't like the TV show, so it's got that TV show feel to it. And then the last half, it does it. The last half has the movie aspect, but it does it in a way that you sit there going, it feels a bit too complicated. Like, you have to really think about it, and it's really frustrating. And then the last probably 10 minutes, you don't think about it, you're just like, boom. But it is annoying, because there is the cast on stage, like the children and the guy who's playing Dewey are on stage, and then halfway through the audience is the parents of the children, the actors who are playing the parents, and you're like, okay, I want to pay attention to the children, but I also want to see what the parents are doing. So it's really distracting. And so I kept going back and forth, and then I felt like I was missing something. So I was like, this is really annoying, but okay, we'll go with it. And they do that for like a couple of minutes, and then they bring everyone on stage. So it's great, I guess. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Like, okay, it's great, but I mean, I only paid like $80, $90, which isn't too bad considering I normally spend upwards of 200. And that's just for a seat in the front row. But you know, it just, like, I don't know. I mean, I put my review on Instagram as I was watching, like, between breaks. My first half I had said it was kind of a letdown, and then the second half it was like, boom, it's great, and then I just kind of rambled a bit, which I'm doing now. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you are a School of Rock fan, to go in with an open mind. They try to tiptoe the line of, you know, bringing the movie and giving their own original aspect, but it just, somewhere along the lines, it just doesn't make sense, and it's really frustrating because you sit there watching it going, oh my god, I love School of Rock, I love Jack Black, I love this, I love that. Oh, what have you done here? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I could go on and say I don't know, but there was just something missing, that slight spark that just had you reminiscing. I mean, it's hilarious, and you got yourself bopping along and cheering, which is great, and you know, all that fantastic stuff. Like, it is musical theatre, so of course you're gonna be in it, I guess. Like, you're gonna cheer, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna scream, you're gonna probably cry. So it still has that aspect of musical theatre, but yeah, like I said, it's just somewhere along the lines it got messy, and you've got the beginning and the end, and then the middle is just like, what is going on? So it's really frustrating. Like I said as well at the beginning of the video, it feels like it drags on, and people were literally looking at their phones halfway through the performance, even though at the beginning of the show, Andrew Lloyd Webber's voiceover said, okay, maybe not Andrew Lloyd Webber's voiceover, maybe the guy, someone else, voiceover, said, put your phones away. I mean, common sense when you're at a performance, phones away. But I will be honest and say that I think the last 10 minutes of the show, the guy who plays Dewey was like, this is your time to pull your phones out. Come take your photos, come take your videos, take us. And I was like, yeah. So I have like 15 minutes full of footage, like that 10 minutes in the show, and then probably 5 minutes of the band. And, you know, I've got some stuff to share. So I'm going to do that in between this video. So yeah, you know, so they try to be interactive as possible, but at the same time, like I said, it just, there's a line that's missing or curved at the wrong way, and it just loses the audience. So, pardon me. Pardon me. Okay, so now onto the merchandise. As you can see, I'm wearing one of them. I'm really frustrated. So I think there was like a total of 5 shirts. There was like 2 jumpers and 5 shirts, but I don't wear jumpers. I don't care. I'd rather freeze my butt off and then complain that I'm cold. So I don't do jumpers. But there was, like I said, 5 shirts. There was, I think, 3 adult ones and 2 children ones. And 2 children ones would have been perfect. One of them said, I pledge allegiance to whatever. And it was like a white one with like red sleeves and pledge allegiance. And it looked so cool. They had another one that I had on the back saying Roadie All Access. Now, unfortunately, those 2 shirts are in children's sizes only. And it's like, are you serious? Like, I wanted a cool shirt, and you had to be in children's sizes, and I'm not a size 6 anymore. I'm a size 16. If you could put a 1 in front of it, that would be great. But no, it's only children's sizes. So instead, I got this shirt, which is Stick It to the Man, and it's got the, I don't know if you can see, the School of Rock logo. That was basically the school logo for the whole production. The snake for the S, and then the R, and then the shield. That was the logo for everything, which makes sense. And then they had jumpers that just said School of Rock, a normal, the symbol just on their little chest. And they had a few others. They had a bedazzled School of Rock which I know would have been a waste of money because bedazzles normally fall off when you wash them too many times. So I try to avoid anything that's got bedazzles on them. So this was the other shirt. This one's a unisex shirt. School of Rock. Ooh, this one doesn't have anything fancy on the sides. It's just got that. So, so I got both those shirts. I think they were about 25 each. So that's like what, $50 there? Yeah, give or take. And then I got stuff. I got the album and that, which has got the songs on them. I'll be perfectly honest, the songs are actually pretty cool. I mean, they're not necessarily, I mean, some songs, maybe one or two songs are stuff from the movie, like the Zach song and the song that Dewey teaches them in class about their paying the rent. They're in the movie and they're in the musical version, but they've also got like 18 other songs that are just for this, unless I've forgotten something. I'm pretty sure it's probably in the movie, but you know, maybe 17 songs that are just musical based, and probably 2-3 songs that are just like movie transferred to musical. So the music is fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, it's brilliant, it's amazing. Like I said, you bop along and you want to go, I want to know these songs. And I think when some of the songs do have that emotional pull, that as an audience you're sitting there going, oh my god, I'm breaking my heart for you, or oh my god, like this is a bop and all that. But then there's maybe other songs where you're just going, why did you put that in? Like, maybe it's the scene that you put it in, maybe it's the person singing it, but there is just nothing there. Like, it's just, shut down. This is, I actually haven't gone through this. I feel really bad because normally when I get this, I go through it straight away. And it's the right way. The School of Rock program, the front and the back. Ooh, haha. And I actually found out something really cool, that Nadia Komazic, she plays Patty, which is Ned's girlfriend. She's in this, and I've seen her perform a few times and she's fantastic. And then Joe Koski, he's also in this, and he's been in a few other things that I've seen, so he's fantastic. And then the guy that plays Dewey is Brent Hill. Oh my god, Brent, like, he was like channeling his inner Jack Black, like the bouncing off the walls, the way, I guess, maybe not the exact way, but similar ways to how Jack Black would say a line. And I'm just like, whoa, did you just like grab Jack Black and just shove him in like your persona? Like, he was just, it was fantastic. Like, this guy didn't care. I know I mean that in a good way. Like, I reckon if you put Jack Black's performance as Dewey and Brent Hill's performance as Dewey together, you would get the same person. Like, it would be hard to tell. I mean, besides physical wise, there is possibly slight differences, but acting wise, they are both the same. There is no difference. So you go in going, oh my god, like, this is a Jack Black, wannabe, and it's great. It's perfect. It's amazing. Oh god, wrong page. Oh, where'd you go? And then Amy LaPalma plays Rosalie, which is the principal. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about her. I think it's just the character. I think the way the character's portrayed, and it's really hard to get that connection with with Rosalie, because you sit there going, okay, you're a tight ass, gotcha, but there's no reason for me to actually like you besides you being a tight ass. Now, if I remember correctly, Joan Cusack played Rosalie in the movie. Now, Joan Cusack, I mean, she's a fantastic actress, and you can watch her being a tight ass and just seeing that slow demise to, I'm not so tight anymore. And I think with Amy's performance as Rosalie, it's like, you're a tight ass, stumbling on that line of trying to loosen the grip, tight ass. So it's really frustrating. Like I said, I'm not blaming Amy. Like, I don't think she's a bad actress. I haven't seen her perform before, but maybe it's just the way that they told her to play Rosalie, but it's just meh. John O'Hara plays Ned, and oh my god, Ned is hilarious. I mean, if you loved him in the movie, you're gonna love him in this. Like, the acting wise, again, there is similarities. I mean, physically, the actors are completely different, but similarities in the performances are the same. Where Ned is at the whole, I need to please my girlfriend, but I want to do my thing, but I'm scared to stand up to my girlfriend. And then I stood up to her, and oh my god, watching Ned go through that journey was amazing. I think by the halfway through the second act, the whole audience was cheering for Ned, going, "Go, Ned! You can do it!" Like, it was fantastic. We all loved him. So Dewey, Rosalie, Ned, and Patty are our four mains, and then you've got the parents, which the parents are a mix of. So the parents are a mix of understudies and the ensemble, and so they basically have like three jobs: the ensemble, the parents, and then they play the understudies, and then you chuck in playing extra characters, which is part of the ensemble, where they'll just be there in random scenes dressed as different people, and it's great. Like, they don't break character, and surprisingly they remember which character they are. But there's actually one guy, and now I can't see it, not in these photos, and it's bugging me. But there's this one guy, and I swear to God, he looks like Andy Cole, and I don't know what it is, but I was watching him on scene, and I'm pretty sure he plays Zach's dad. And certain angles, when he like turns his head at the right time, or does something, I'm like, that's Andy Cole. Like, I haven't seen him perform live, but I've seen him in SVU, and they're probably two different heights. Like, Andy's here and the other guy's here, but like, you just look at them, I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're a body double to Andy Cole, but so that's a mix of the ensemble, which is great. They all do fantastic jobs. God, the students. That's the students. Now, I find it really funny though. They have all these kids, but they only really use maybe 5 of them. I mean, in the movie, they use everybody. They utilize who they've got on the scene. But then when you watch the musical, they utilize maybe 5 kids, and everyone else is all just background characters. I mean, the background characters are involved too, but not as much as these 5 kids. And it's like, okay, so you've hired all these kids to do what? Just stand there? I know it's normal for them to hire, actors for extras and all that, but I don't know, it just really bugged me that some of these kids were just shoved to the background with names, and then just were like, meh. So yeah. But yeah, and some more of the cast there. So that's like 3 pages. Yeah, 3 pages of children, 2 pages of the adults, and then 1 page for our leads. So, like I said, I did take some photos because they let me. But the program, it won't go further. The program goes into detail. Like, it's got parts of the script in there, and they show both versions of Dewey. Both versions of Dewey. Rosalie and Ned, I'm pretty sure, and then that's No Vacancy lead singer. Some more scenes, more scripts. Wonder if I can find the guy. Again, scene, script. But I like how much detailing. And yes, that guy is spitting onto them. There is actually a scene, and I find it how gross they were with this. Like, the whole, personal space is invaded. Like, Dewey spits on a blackboard that they use. He spits on teachers. He like, that whole like, nobody cares with personal space. Dewey will spit on you. It's gross. And I think that this is the first time I've noticed it as well, because Dewey is an adult, and he's pretty much the only adult in every scene, especially when he's around like 20 kids. I don't know, maybe if they did it on purpose or if it's something that he's just going, I'm making sure, but he would never really stand behind students. He would never really touch students. And I think they also, like, so when they did have a scene, they had a scene where Tamika had to hold his hand and you could watch. I don't know, maybe it was because of how they were told him to be, but you could just see it was really uncomfortable for him. It seemed like he didn't want to do it. And it was like, oh, okay. And then in another scene, earlier, he touches the tops of the children's head and he's like, I've touched the children. And he's like, oh no, wait, I don't mean like that. I don't mean like that. And I know it's part of the scene and I know it's probably part of what the script said, but it was like, oh, okay, like we're waking up and he feels uncomfortable. Like you could just see it on his face, even though he probably wasn't supposed to be uncomfortable. I actually love this shot. Like they're all looking like they're flying. That's so cool. Some more stuff. Woohoo. More stuff. Yeah, so this scene, I didn't mind this scene, but it fell flat for me. Because in the movie, you know, Joan Cusack gets drunk. In this one, they're drinking brown water. Okay, maybe not brown water, but like, you get what I mean. Alcohol. And it's hard for me to believe that we're supposed to care about Rosalie. And this scene is trying to prove to us that we need to care about her, but at the same time it's like, meh, I don't care. Some more stuff. And I loved how they put the various costume ideas. They did it in a way that was a lot different to the movie. So that's everybody. Yeah, so that's the end pose just before everybody walks off scene, and that's that. Some more spiels. It tells you cast list, numbers, and who's in the cast. Got your cast photos, which I said. School of Rock photo. About the creatives. About everything else. Oh, there's no experience to win. Okay. More about the producers. And then just random info about stuff. Okay, so that's the merchandise. You had hats, shirts, teddy bears. They didn't have teddy bears tonight, but they had keyrings, hats, bracelets, whatever. So yeah, Pledge Allegiance, which is this one, is only for children. And the Thai one is only for children. And that one's bedazzled. The access to all areas is for children. So I was like, I hate you guys. Like, why couldn't I get them for me? But yeah, they didn't have the teddy bear. They had the CD, magnet keyrings, hat, picks, and then the shirts and the jumper. So yeah, that's the hoodie. But yeah, overall tonight wasn't too bad, but I feel like this is one performance that I'm definitely not going to see again. Like I said, it just didn't have that oomph, that something to pull me in. And I mean, all I can say is thank God. One, my phone was deep down in the bottom of my bag. And two, I wasn't wearing a watch because I'm pretty sure I would have spent more time looking at my watch or going to Facebook and trying not to get caught. You know, it's, yeah, like I said, there was something missing. I mean, if you like School of Rock, you might like this, but I don't know, it's just, yeah. So on that note, I'm going to leave it at like 24, 25 minutes because I'm pretty sure if I keep going, I'm going to repeat myself. But yeah, no, it's just, something was missing and I felt really disappointed. But I mean, sometimes it's great to watch things and then go, I'm not doing that again. So yeah. Yeah, so on that note, I will see you guys in another video. I hope you liked my review and maybe check it out, I guess. I mean, if you go check out School of Rock, go in with an open mind. Going that it's not going to be like the movie. Go in with the thought of it's more like a TV show. Like, the only difference is you can't pause it, you can't fast forward it, you can't rewind it. It's just a long, drawn out TV show. Yeah. Anyway, so see you.
Are you guys having a good time?
Yes!
No. I said, are you having a good time?
Yes!
Well, that's good then. All right, let's close this sucker out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce you to some very special people. Put your hands together for the parents and teachers of Horace Green Prep. And we mustn't forget the children, the demon rascals of Horace Green Prep. And now my star is the band manager herself, played by Ava Pleat, Riley Thomas, and Ava McInnes. Take it out, kids. And now I want to introduce you to my band, playing on the bass and playing Cody and Samantha J. On the keys and playing Lawrence, it's Ethan Stevenson! Playing on the drums and playing Freddie, it's Bailey Lanty! And on lead guitar playing Zach, it's Ben Switzer! Ladies and gentlemen, I get to you playing live all night long! My band! And the peanut butter to my tummy, my best friend, Western and Snake.